Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hermit Skies. This is how you kill the Ender Dragon quick. You get out in front of it and you spam it with your shuriken. And let's take its health down all the way. Oh no, it just managed to get away from me a little bit there. And now it's probably going to head back to the center soon. Come on, fella. Jeez, one more hit and you'll go down. There it is. Excellent. Now, you might be wondering while I'm killing an Ender Dragon, the reason why is because we need 8 of these dragon eggs. I did a derp, okay? At the end of the last episode, I completely forgot that I needed to go into the end. I needed to kill the Ender Dragon a bunch of times and collect some of these dragon eggs, because the dragon eggs are needed to craft the final tier of the solar panels. So if you didn't catch the last episode, we crafted all of the solar panels, and then I kind of forgot I had one more job to do. That job is now done. That is the 8th dragon egg we have farmed from over here, and we farmed a whole bunch of other stuff as well, including dragon hearts and lots of essence. But we can now head back into the base and craft the final tier of the solar panel. I feel like such a derp, man. I completely forgot. I've also done the maths entirely wrong. I have made too many of those. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We're drowning in resources, and due to these things having different values on them, that's why I couldn't stack them properly. But there we go. We now have 8 of the tier 8 ones. And what did the ones before do? Wasn't it like 8,000? These ones do 32,000 each. We pretty much doubled the amount of power that we're generating. Generation Revolution, we can now claim all of these, which we shall do. And I've got an objective for this episode. What I want to do is go through and claim all of the loot chests we haven't done so far, like these ones, and I want to unlock as many as I can of other things in here as well. Like there's probably, there's a few of these that we haven't claimed, and there's probably a couple of things here that would be really easy to craft and we get rewards for it. So I want to get as many loot chests as I can in this episode, and then at the end of it, we're going to open them all together and see what kind of crazy loot we're getting. There's lots of stuff here that I'm literally just claiming right now, you know, and lots of stuff that we can potentially craft. So that's what this episode's going to be about. It's going to be about getting some crazy loot. I've got a diamond chest over here. We're going to slap it down on the ground next to our ender loot, and we're going to try and fill this thing up. I don't think we'll fill it up all the way, but we'll do our very best, of course. So I've wiped out all of the ones we needed to claim, and this is what we've gotten so far. The very first thing that we're going to do is super simple. So remember we went and we bone mealed loads of grass and we got loads of flowers? Well, we can take those, we can turn them into dyes, we can make some floral fertilizer, and that's going to have a reward, which is pretty cool. And this is kind of like the premise for the beginning of the episode, that we find loads of little things that we can do like that, and one of those should complete a quest. It did say 1, and it's complete. And then there's a cooldown. So what, the first one that we do is something completely different? There's no reward. It's just got a cooldown on it. Okay, I don't understand that. Oh, I don't understand that one at all. Now, there is a whole chain of them here, these Dank Null things, okay? So we can get all of those quite simply, because these things are pretty easy to craft. If you have a look at what they're made out of, they're things that we know how to make, right? Gonna have to probably produce a lot of carbon to get through here. In fact, the first one leads to the second one, and then what does this cost? Some carbon again, yeah. So we'll be able to do all of this pretty easy, I think. It looks like emeralds, diamonds, yeah, they're all based around materials that we're farming in mass quantity. And the Dank Null is a spiritual successor and upgrade version of the OpenBlocks Dev Null. Do not know what that is. Maybe we'll figure out what it is as well. That is a lot of carbon going into there, and I always get comments about this. If we set that to auto extract, and this one as well, these will automatically make ingots over and over again. So that's better than using a redstone clock like this, which can cause a lot of lag. So that's pretty useful, and that'll get us all of the carbon that we'll need to make these things. Also, I got some emeralds already from somewhere. I don't know where, I can't remember, but you know, that's going to help us craft it all. This ain't no joke, man. We needed an absolute ridiculous amount of carbon, burned through tons of our coal, but of course we're farming it around the clock. That's how many you need to go through all the different levels of the Dank Null crafting. So now that we got that out of the way, we can burn through some more resources over here, and I am kind of looking into doing some Ender IO crafting. We're going to do our crystals soon. I've done Killer Joe. I'm trying to do these ones over here, and I think it's the Sentient Ender requires us to capture a witch, was it? And we've just done one of those. So the other one was a Z-Logic controller with a zombie. That's that one there, and so I've got an extra one of these hanging out in case we... And we need to take that out. In case we get a witch spawning over here. I get a couple of mobs every now and then, and it's very unlikely that we'll get a witch. Oh my god, that kind of looks like witch legs. For real? Are you a witch over here? Hanging out? Yes! Oh, I can't believe my luck! Hi, we did get that. Oh my god, we got a soul vial with a witch in. Well, that means we can complete those quests as well. There is something we could make here to improve our quality of crafting. I'm going to shift click that, and that actually ran out of carbon rods, right. But let's say we do that again with lapis, which is what we're going to need for the next tier. You will see that it runs out of materials here, yet we know they're still in the system, and that's because it costs energy to do mass crafting like that. There is actually something from applied energistics we could make here, an energy cell that would store up some energy, and that means that this wouldn't happen to us so often. And as you can see, it is very cheap, and I can actually just go and drop this thing straight in. I might have actually been better off making a bigger one, but that one will now fill up with stuff, as you can see it's doing. And I'm just wondering, can we get away with doing another stack as a demonstration? Not quite a full stack, but I should be able to shift click that and it doesn't break. All of the items stayed there, and that's thanks to the extra energy that we've got in the system. If I stick my head around here, I was thinking we might see it a little bit lower, but the number is the same. So our Dank Null has been crafted. Check this out. If I right click, if I shift right click, that's how you open this thing up. I've got a feeling this is something to do with automatically deleting items, so I ain't going to put anything in there. In fact, I'm just going to put that to the side now. This chest is definitely full. I'll take care of that in a second then. And I've gone through and claimed all of those loot chests, and I've claimed ones over here. I crafted a couple of dimensional transceivers. Those are going to be really important moving forward. And then it's the crystals, and one of these, this inciting crystal, might not be possible to get. However, I've got a little bit of a sneaky idea. So let's go and look at the recipe for this thing, right? It requires a villager. Now, I don't know how on earth you're supposed to get a villager, but there is something that we can craft that gets something similar to a villager. And we're going to go and put this over here because something is going to drop out of the sky. Oh, I hope that's not in the way. Nope. Hi! It's the back alley dealer. Check this fella out. Oh, that's hilarious. And there's a market and you can trade stuff for emeralds. And... ah, I can't pick you up. You're rubbish. I can't believe my luck. It kind of occurred to me that we could do things in a very vanilla way and find ourselves a entity zombie name. I hope that doesn't cause some problems, because that is a zombie villager right there. So, splash potion of weakness. Let's actually stand close so we make sure it hits it. Yep, you can see it's got the particle effects. Then give it the golden apple. And eventually this sucker's going to turn into a villager. So we can make the weather crystal and get another chest. Nice. Enticing crystal. That's the name of the thing we need for you. We might need some more villagers in the future. Hopefully it won't end up being as tedious as that. Let's get you into here so we can get the last of those crystals now. Excellent. And you'll notice this in my backpack, the Vibrant Jetpack. I've been making all of these things right here. It's all got stuff that we've been farming already, so if you're following along, you'll be able to make all of that. But the last one is this Dark Solarium jet plate, and this is where things get a little bit crazy. There's Dark Solarium ingots made out of this stuff. There is all kinds of craziness going on in this crafting recipe, and I'm just making tons of stuff to put it all together. But what I've been noticing is that holds the same amount of energy as my backpack, but it also provides armor as well. When I say backpack, I mean jetpack. That thing actually provides armor as well, and armor toughness, but that one's probably going to be better. And this thing has a use as well. Okay, we use it to make Wyvern chest plates, so that's probably something we'll want to do in the future. So it's definitely a good thing to do this, and we get to complete some quests as well. Oh no, I just noticed this thing. The Dark Plate requires Supremium chest plate, so we're going to have to put that one on hold for now. We were on track to complete all of the Ender IO stuff. I guess there's a couple here I might be able to do, but that one will save for another day. And flicking through these, there's a couple of things in the Energistics Revolution, and then, what was the other one? Agricultural Revolution. We can probably do a few from this one as well, but then we'll probably be wrapping up on the total amount of chests we can get, and that's how many we've got so far. Close to 3 rows. That's pretty impressive, I'd say. Look at this progress. I've been going through this, flying through all of the crafting recipes. Everything you see here pretty much made out of all the things we've already farmed so far in the series. So you'll be able to do this too. There's also instructions on how to use this stuff as well. One of them is really quite complicated. Yeah, look at this. There's quite a lot of instructions here. So again, the quest book's trying to teach you all of this stuff. So I might look at that later on and set up some wireless crafting and secure the access to the terminal, stuff like that. But I wanted to share with you a little tip. When you're crafting these disk drives, you can do this, put that there, and take that out, and then have this thing here. So each time you craft up your disks, you don't need to start from the beginning again. So we can make one of those, we can shift it into here, and that should give us the next bit. We should hear a jingle, excellent. Then we can take it out again, and we can actually use it with this thing to make something else that we need. That looks... no, that's not it. That one right there. 64k crafting storage, right? And that's a part of another quest, which is pretty cool. There was one thing that we had to make. It was this block right here, the ME controller, which requires platinum plates, okay? And this required me to make the compactor. And there is bronze here. And always when you have bronze in a pack, there's like 3 or 4 different mods that have it, and one of those is the easy way of making the bronze, and it is this one right here. 1 tin and 2 copper will make you those bronze. Or was it free? Apparently it was free then. There you go. Yeah, it's free, and that makes 4 bronze, and apparently you made a whole bunch of it right there. And yeah, you can use that to make this machine, which you put the platinum in to make the platinum plates. So that's all finished now, and there's a lot of stuff that we could start doing here. However, at this point, I think we've done enough of this for today. I want to do this prosperity, though. We only need 4 prosperity shards, and with 1 more loot chest, we will make a nice and even pile of them right here. Now, when it comes to opening all of these, I think what I'm going to do is a time-lapse of me opening them and putting the items back into chests. Then I'll have a rummage through and we'll talk about the best things that we got. That sounds like a pretty reasonable way of doing things. Well then, what do we have here? Ghast charms, zombie charms, all sorts of other mobs as well. That's pretty cool. I'd like to try and collect all of the charms. I think that would be fun. We also have some compact giant chance cubes. I believe placing one of these down means that you get a giant chance cube. We are absolutely going to open those in the coming episodes. We've got a ring of experience. I believe this might boost the amount of experience that you get. And I think I can just equip that on me and forget about it, and hopefully it is useful. Then we actually got 64 Nether Stars. Can you believe it? Those are legit. They're not fake. I keep moving them around expecting it to say fake. We got a Growth Crystal Tier 2. It's going to be so useful for something we're going to do in the future. A few of those, which is pretty good, and some of those as well. In the middle, I put sort of the alright-ish kind of items. And then over here, we got too many of those for my liking, considering that we did a whole bunch of crafting the other episode. But my main thing, my favourite thing, is this cryo-stabilized flux duct. We will be able to use this, I believe, in the future of our base to get around. These things are like giant tubes. I don't know if I should place it down and pick it up again. I mean, they look crazy cool, right? But you can actually jump into them and fly through them, unless these are not actually the right type. And that would be a very fun way of getting around the base, wouldn't it? Well then, we've completed our objective for this episode to open loads and loads of those loot crates, so we're going to take the time to do a couple of odd jobs now. You can see that my storage has been filling up from all the crafting that I've been doing, but you'll also notice a lot of this is armor from mobs, which I am finding rather peculiar. How is all of this stuff getting into our storage system? Well, I have a theory, but what I'd like to do is basically update this thing so it's got full sets of armor. So I'm going to try and make all the different types of armor in here, so that we have, you know, some filters that can take care of everything, basically. They'll do 4 sets of armor per filter, and of course we can stack those together. But my theory is that the mobs are coming from over here, because as you can see, there's a little area where they could spawn, except there's that slimy stuff above it. But what if that doesn't stop them from spawning? Then they'll spawn and get pushed over here, and it's like an accidental mob farm, which would explain why there's all this armor coming in. Otherwise, I don't really have a clue why there is so much of it in the system. So here's how it works. We've got 3 different sets of filters for different types of armor and then for weapons, and what we've got to do is simply put those into there. I'm not sure if we should then click on these things, but I'm going to leave that alone for now and see how it does. And this is the one that goes into the trash can, of course, and then the other 3 we store away in a safe place. In case we ever need to update it, then we can put them back into there again. But we've got to be careful whenever we take this thing out. We don't want to, leave it running because it will trash anything. So I'm hoping we can click and swap like that, and that appeared to work. Yes, it did. So now it should be taking all those other types out of the system. I can't see any around here, so we will chuck in all of these things, and they should, in theory, be disappearing straight away. So let's type in chestplate or helmet. Oh, it might take a moment. There you go, you saw one disappear. Excellent, so it is actually working. Awesome, and that one will disappear soon as well. The other thing I have in mind is something that's been on my list for episodes, and I just never have the time to squeeze it in. We're going to take care of it today. It's just, destroying the sieve farm. No, it's not. It is... Oh, where did the things go? They would have gone into here. It is to enchant the sieves. This is a thing that you can do. You can enchant sieves, right? Over here on an enchanting table, we've stored up loads and loads of this stuff, so we can do plenty of enchanting. I got to make some bookshelves, but we can do this. I want to do, top level enchants, get the efficiency up. Get some fortune on there, hopefully. Just see what we get. I'm not going to fuss about getting the best thing on each of them. And as well as that, we could also increase the speed that this runs at using speed upgrades here. So that's another thing I want to do. Get the whole thing running faster, get more things out of it, and produce more and more of these materials. So we are now producing fish because they've been getting the Luck of the Sea enchantment. So I've changed the drawers over here. We got fish coming through. They've got some drawers with void upgrades on over there, so that's all terrific. And you can see that this thing runs, well, I'm not sure if it's actually faster or not, but you can see that some of them aren't getting used at all. And I believe those are the ones that don't have efficiency 4 on them. Now we got one here with efficiency 4, so it should join the group. It's also got fortune 3, but I've gone and set up the water mill, and I put it in a place where I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, so we don't need to go check that out. But we have enough grid power to give this the maximum upgrade, which I think means it requires 16 out of 16, and all of a sudden it just started going at light speed, which is probably too much. It looks like this thing can't keep up, or it can. Those can't keep up. Wow. Alright then, that's got a little bit of XP from somewhere. So we're not quite ready for that yet, but that would be the next step, I guess. So maybe we'll just leave one in there for now. Crazy, crazy stuff. That's where we're going to wrap up this episode. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like on the episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's see if this joins the others. Yes, it does. So I think it's because of efficiency 4. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.